In a world full of a gazillion booty workouts, there is one spot that sometimes gets left out. If you really want the greatest burn to those glutes, there's one part we gotta add to it. Stay tuned. Hey mamas, it's Jamie with Badass Mama Gang, and today we are going to talk about the one side of our hips that sometimes gets left out on these glute workouts, and we're going to talk about why we need to include them. So let's dive right in. So the first things first, you're like, but there's like a gazillion booty workouts. You do a gazillion booty workouts. What is it that we're missing? And one of the things that sometimes doesn't get as much love as the main peach part, I'm hitting my booty, is the main peach part of our booty is actually the side parts of our hips. The really cool thing about our body is it's not just one muscle. There's actually multiple muscles in this one area that are kind of keeping us upright, being able to sit down in a chair, get back out of a chair, and of course look great in our jeans. I mean, yeah, okay. Okay, so what we're specifically talking about is the muscle on the side of your hip. So we're talking about our hip abductors. And really why we care is if we have a side that is weaker or both sides that are weaker, we're really setting ourselves up that we could get injured, that we may have problems with our joints, even from our hips down to our knees, ankles, even into our feet. So how do we strengthen these muscles? Today, I'm gonna give you a couple of specific exercises that you could actually do this entire workout as a workout, or you can add these moves to the workout that you're already doing. All right, let's go. So first things first, let's just get real. Okay, so let's first get our hair put up into a bun. I'm pretty sure this is the staple hairdo of any mom right now. Right here. You hear me? Yeah, that'll work. Go grab a comfortable spot on the floor. I'm gonna be working on hardwood floor, so I'm gonna go grab my squishy mat, and then if you really like, girl, I want to take this to the max, I want you to go get a resistance band. Let's see, I have one here in the drawer. So for today, we're going to use this one. You could also go and get a cloth one. They look like this. I'll put a link down below of these two ones that I particularly like. This for today is going to be my favorite. This is just one of those rubber. They're super cheap. You can get these anywhere, but I'll put the Amazon link of specifically where I got these. Okay, so our first move makes me laugh, but how many of us went and watched VHS tapes, our moms, VHS tapes on Jane Fonda?
Are you ready to do the workout?
Yeah! I'm just gonna say, Jane Fonda, she had the magic sauce when it came to, outside booty, side hips. Jane Fonda, you're amazing. Okay, anyways, we're gonna come down onto the floor and we're gonna do a couple of exercises. I'm gonna show you a couple of variations that you can do, but the first move or first category that we're gonna fall under is a side leg lift. Let's do it. All right, my friends, we are down onto the floor. I have my squishy mat today just because I'm on that hardwood floor. I'm gonna show you 3 moves with and without the resistance band so you can pick which one you wanna do, what best meets your needs. So these are all going to be side leg lifts. The important thing is when you do one side, make sure you flip over and do the other one. So your starting position, this is really up to you on your comfort level, but we are gonna lay down on that hip. You can be up on the arm, just make sure that your elbow is directly underneath your shoulder. So that's the first position if you wanna start here, or if you want a little something more, you can come down and relax your head right into your hand. Nice from your shoulder to your elbow onto the mat, or a third place is you can come all the way down. This is up to you. You have to pick what's most comfortable for you. This is my one of choice. So what you're gonna do is stack those legs on top of each other. Hip is right up on that mat. Put your hand right up here in front just to help hold your balance. Use that core, suck it in, get yourself some nice stabilization for your back and lower back. And all we're going to do is take this top leg and lift it and lower it. So it looks like this. We're gonna go up and down and up and down. Now what you're gonna notice is you wanna do very controlled, muscle up, muscle down. So think up and then muscle drives it back down and up and back down. If you wanna try this move with a resistance band, what you're gonna wanna do is put this resistance band right above your knees. So you slide it over both of those legs, position it right above the knees. Get yourself back into starting position. Now your range of motion is going to be a little bit smaller. That's okay. You're going to use the resistance of the band as you lift and you lower. you lift, and you lower. All right, staying with our side lift, we're just gonna add a little bit of a variation to this. So take this front leg, bend the knee, and cross it over. We're now actually going to work this leg that's on the floor. So we're gonna take that leg and lift and lower. This is gonna get us a little bit of inner thigh. I know this video is about outer, but why not? We're here, let's get the full leg. So again, muscle up, muscle down. You can also do this with your resistance band. You're going to put that band exactly like you did before, just right around the top of your knees, and lift and lower. Our third move in this series, and this is the VIP. What we're gonna do is raise that top leg and hold it in a static hold. Your bottom leg is gonna come up and meet it. Put your hand flat on the mat so you have a little bit, so you're not like this when you start to move your legs. Put that there, and then what you're gonna do is lift and lower. Oh, girls, lift and lower. Again, you can do this with your resistance band, put it right above your knees. That is optional. Our next group of exercises, we're gonna stay down here on the mat. I am gonna go ahead and put my resistance band on for this series. Again, remember this part is optional. All the moves are exactly the same with or without this. This is gonna go around both of my feet, come all the way up my legs. This band is right above the knees. So this series, we're gonna put ourselves down into a tabletop position. So we're gonna lay down flat. We're gonna engage that core, tilt that pelvis down to the floor. Feet are flat on the mat and hands are flat on the mat. For the first move, all we're going to do is raise our hips up and down. So it looks like this. We're gonna go up, we're squeezing, squeeze, 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 and back down. All the way back up, we squeeze and release. The second variation on this move is that we're gonna come up and we're gonna march our feet very slowly. So we're gonna come up, and all I'm gonna do is hold this in a static hold as I march my feet. So I lift one knee and then the other. But what you see is that my booty does not drop back down to the floor. Our third variation, we're gonna put our legs and our feet together. Everything is sealed together. I'm going to lift up and open and close my knees or my legs. So I'm gonna lift up, and then all I'm doing is opening the knees and closing the knees. This is where that resistance band is amazing because you get a little extra resistance in the outer thighs as you're pulling those legs open and then close back up. So moving on to series number 3, and this time we're gonna do fire hydrants. I know. I'm gonna leave this resistance band on. Just remember, again, you can do all of these exercises without the band. This just adds a little bit more oomph to the workout. So this time I'm gonna flip over so that I'm on my hands and knees. One really quick tip about doing these types of moves with a resistance band is the leg that's gonna stay on the mat. Take your tube and tuck it under your knee, all right? That's gonna kind of help hold it in place when you do the exercises. So now I'm going to either put my hands straight underneath my shoulders, or if you're more comfortable, you can come down into a forearm. The most important thing to remember anytime you're doing a move that's in this position is to not let your body lean to one side or the other. You want to try really hard to keep your body in that square or very centered on your mat. Our first move in this series is just a traditional fire hydrant. So as gross as it sounds, it's just like it's like a dog on the fire hydrant. Okay. All right, so you're gonna raise your knee, bent knee the entire time. It just comes out to the side. So you're gonna lift and lower. When you have this resistance band on, your range of motion is gonna be smaller. Lift and lower. Our second move in this series is that we're going to do a circle with our hip. So we're gonna lift in a circular motion and then come back down. Lift up in a circular motion and come back down. Our last one, we're gonna get real fancy. We're gonna do a fire hydrant and then kick our leg back. So make sure you don't have any small pets or children or husband or anything behind you. Be careful. All right, so what you're gonna do, come up into that fire hydrant, take the heel of your foot and push it back on the diagonal, pull that knee back in and set it down. So I'll do that one more time. We're gonna come out to the side, press straight back, pull in and down. Don't forget about the other side. Now sometimes you just don't want to be down on the floor. And so I'm going to give you a couple of examples of exercises that you can do just standing up. I have kept on my resistance band. I'm going to keep it right above my knees. Again, just remember, I know you're going to be like, would you stop saying that? You do not have to do any of these exercises with this. This just adds a little extra resistance. For this exercise, we're going to put our legs right shoulder width apart. We're going to take one of our legs and it's going to tuck behind. So let me just take a little step this way. So I'm going to take this leg, toe down, and all I'm going to do is lower myself down and bring myself back up. What you're going to do, I always call this the good dimple move. It's going to work. You know what I'm talking about. That circle, that dip that's right there that we're like, oh, I want that. That's what this is going to do. So for our first exercises, we're actually going to stay in this position and pulse. So we come down and up. So halfway down, halfway up. This is it. This is our move. Our second move, we're going to actually alternate from side to side. So a little bit of motion laterally. So all I'm going to do, let me find a good spot that we can do both sides. I'm going to take my leg, I'm going to press it back and center. Other leg. Back and center. Back and center. You got it. So you want to be very careful that you're not tilting your chest over. When you come back, think straight down, straight up. The last move in this series, we're going to add a kick, because why not? So what I want you to do is give me a curtsy, pull your leg up, and I'm going to show you a couple of options. So we're going to come down in our curtsy, and then we're going to come up. Now you can stay here with a hip lift if you want, or if you want a little bit more, you can come up and kick and pull it in. So a couple of options, your choice. All right, guys, we're down to our last series, and this time we're going to actually take this band and slide it all the way down to your ankles if you have the band. Otherwise, you can do all these exercises without it. I'm going to separate my feet just enough that I have a little bit of a resistance between the band, and what we're going to do is bandit walks. I'm going to lower down into a shallow squat, and I'm going to go a lateral move. Step, 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 other side. Now, if you have the room in your space that you could do more, like maybe 4 on one side and 4 on the other, do that. There's no right or wrong here. Move 2 in this series, we're going to stay put here, but we're going to raise our legs out. So we're just going to lift and raise, set it down. Lift and raise, set it down. Your core stays super tight so you don't fall over. All right, move number 3. Are we ready? We need cardio. We haven't done any cardio. So this time what we're going to do is kind of some hopping jacks. I will show you how to do this with the hop and without the hop. You pick what you want. So first things we're going to do is hop our legs out, touch the floor, hop them together. What? So it looks like this. And if you're like, girl, I don't want to hop, you just walk it out. Walk, walk, touch. Walk, walk, touch. Okay guys, so that's it. One thing that's really cool about all of these exercises is that you can do it in a very small space with very limited equipment. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to head over to badassmamagang.com and I'm going to write up this workout. So you could just go and print it out and have all the moves in one spot for you to be able to keep. Please go check that out. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Go hit that subscribe button. Go be awesome. All right guys, see you later.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.